Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Underworld, with Sally Cat Plays Exile, Escape from the Pit. On our last episode, we ran from some killer bats, and cleaned out a cave full of vicious Nephilim and their goblin lackeys. Since then, I've gone and trained up our party a little bit. I've identified a few items, and we've gotten a few good ones. Mal's got a nice iron axe, necklace that I have not gotten identified yet. Iron mace. Sapphire will come in quite handy because it is a reagent for the magic map spell. However, we won't be getting that for a little while yet. And on Kaylee we find a couple of really impressive items. Along with the wand of fireballs, we've got not one but 2 rings. A bronze ring of regeneration helps her regain health, and a silver ring of protection, which I'm going to equip on her now because you can see Kaylee's armor is garbage. And on our special items, we've got the bronze key from that Nephilim cave. So, what are we going to do with today's episode? We'll start off with some breaking and entering for fun and profit. We're outside of Gruber's Weapons in Silvar, out of business. Door is locked, but now that Kaylee has some lockpicks and knows how to use them, we can just bust our way right on in. You may notice a little extra space here in between the weapons shop and this bedroom over here. Secret passage. This room clearly hasn't been visited in a long time. Dust covers everything. You see what looks like a thin wire stretched across the narrow room. It does not look welcoming. If you proceed, you will attempt to disarm it. Alright, Kaylee. Good job. And when we look in this crate, you find a very nice short sword covered in a thin layer of protective oil. We'll be taking that. And of course it's unidentified. So I'll have a few things to identify once I get back to Fort Dovno, and assuming I have enough gold. That's always a problem in the early phases of this game. Is you need everything and you can afford almost none of it. While we're in Silvar, we may remember that this woman here mentioned hearing some noises behind her shop. Okay, ask about her cows. Yeah, she hears weird clunking and stuff that makes her nervous. Now, in order to get behind this woman's shop, we actually have to unlock the door to her cow pasture. Hello, cows. Cow says moo. Cow says only moo. And somewhere around here, there it is, a secret door and a special encounter, which is always a good signal to save the game. You see shapes ahead, lurking in the shadows. You start to back away, but then they see you. They're Nephilim spies! Eek! Right, so the game narration says that they're Nephilim spies, but over here, we're getting attacked by Nephar warriors. Nephar are basically bigger, meaner Nephilim. The game itself will get a little bit more into the difference later on. Ow. Game seems to be running a touch slowly right now. I can fireball a couple of these guys if I don't mind hitting Mal as well, but he's got a decent pile of hit points. Killed one, not bad. I'd like to get the shaman out first if I can, but Wound doesn't have a very good range. See, those guys aren't so tough when we have better weapons and a couple of levels under our belts. 60 gold, wow. And that is all there is to be had down here. Now we can talk to the shopkeeper again. But she doesn't have anything new to say. One thing that I do like is in the remakes, she'll actually respond when you kill the spies behind her shop, and she just gets even more nervous because if they can get there once, they can get there again. But this early version of Exile does have a few rough spots. And we've also got a nice little park in the middle of town here. This is a small pond in the middle of this peculiar park. There are neither lily pads nor ducks. There is, however, a lot of lichen, and tiny lizards frolic about. Strange. You hear humming nearby, but it's not coming from any of the people. So if we look around a bit, we see there's trees, statues. What's this, a living statue? You look closer at the statue. It's cleaner than the others, and a much nicer piece of craftsmanship to boot. Then it winks at you. He doesn't know about the misspelled name. No, don't have one. I just stand here, watch, listen. It starts humming gently, unconcerned about your presence. I'm going to indulge in a little bit of sequence breaking here. And say, well, I wish you could divulge whatever you know. Don't have anything to say, haven't heard a thing. Nope, nope, nope. Sorry. It resumes its humming. Well, that was useless. But we do know that there is a secret word. So... Now you can see that we're actually strong enough, we get the message of combat monsters fled. So we scare away all the really weak stuff like thugs and goblins. Meanwhile, over here, you see in the middle of this grove of twisted trees a huge group of gremlins. Strangely, they don't seem happy at all. In fact, they seem downright suicidal. Let's approach. You carefully step forward. They look you over and decide that you are completely uninteresting. Then they rush forward and unceremoniously kick you out of their grove. Oh. That is all we can do with this special area right now. The gremlins want something, and we don't have it. We don't actually know what it is, but we can surmise that it might be something to make them a little less suicidal. Now we've seen and done everything we can in this section of the map, so northward to Formello. And here we are in this picturesque little cave with its own river system. Now, I've off-screened some exploration and also combats. If you remember Caius and Helena back from Fort Dovno, they had a pretty good reason for leaving the area. While this cave itself nearby town is fine, the side tunnels are crawling with Nephilim. So I've got yet a few more items that will need to be identified at some point. But that's for later. Now, let's explore a new town. This guy looks interesting. A man sits at the table, hunched over a bowl of some sort of purple beverage. He mutters to himself quietly. Huh? He notices you. Oh, call me Crisper. I'm sort of a sage, but now I need a vacation. A long vacation. He drinks more of his purple syrup. I'm trying to ask him about his drink, and it's not working. Okay, so he's a sage. I was researching with Leaf. We were asking Motrax about a magic sphere. He may have found something out. Beats me. I was too busy being driven insane. He takes a deep swig from his bowl, realizes it's empty, and gets it refilled with gray fluid. Okay, so he started drinking purple syrup, and now he's drinking something gray. That sounds fun. Nothing about Leaf. Nothing about Motrax. Seriously? Eventually, I will find out the fun thing that you have to tell me. Okay. Well, maybe if I talk to the barkeep over here, he'll tell me some interesting secrets. A wiry man in black clothes wipes the counter. It's hard to see his face through his long black hair. Call me Vermeers. This is my bar. Selling drink or a room for the night. Drink is 4, cheap room is 5, nice room is 15. And I hope you buy. Business has been wicked slow lately. Right. He puts a bowl of thick purple brew in front of you. It's delicious, but you're scared to ask what it is. As you drink, Vermeers whispers to you, and watch that guy over there. He keeps muttering about spiders. There we go. Hey, Crisper. What have you got to say about spiders? He rounds on you, a manic glow in his eyes. Yes, it was the spiders that made me like this. Not those spellcasting ones. Sure, they almost killed me, but they weren't the worst. No. It was the friendly ones. His face is twitching. Yes, the friendly ones. Just don't ask. You don't want to know. Go investigate them, Leaf said. Well, forget it. You want to visit them? They're all to the northwest, past Fort Draco. Just go north to the Dragon's Cave and west. Go ahead. You'll have fun. Like me. He drinks more. He probably shouldn't. Yes, this game introduced to the wider world the phenomenon of the giant, intelligent, friendly talking spiders. They're fun. We'll see them a bit later. The guy also mentioned that there is a dragon's cave to the north of here. So we've got giant, intelligent, friendly talking spiders and a reasonably friendly dragon. Cool world. So yeah, always buy drinks in the taverns. Sometimes it leads to fun stuff. And not drunkenness, usually. You see a guard. He looks anxious. I'm Chip. Shh, don't bother me. We all just got really chewed by Her Honor, and we don't want it to happen again. Yeah, that's a little reference to local events in recent history. I think it's been mentioned that the mayor of Formello got her necklace stolen by some Nephilim. We'll be looking into that soon. There is a nice carved marble plaque in the wall. Welcome to Formello. Cow. This cow says moo excitedly. Moo. Jen and Ken's farm supply. Cow can also open doors. And there's a lizard. Giant lizard. One that is not currently trying to eat my face. You see a small woman with long dark hair. She smiles sweetly at you. My name is Jen. How can I help you? Well, my friend Ken and I bring food from the outlying farmers and sell it here. Mainly cows for milk and lizards for meat. Let me know if you ever want any rations. She smiles even more sweetly. Of course, you look like travelers. Well, rations are 2 gold a meal. Let me know if you want to purchase any. She sighs. Of course, some visitors, not many mind you, think the price is too expensive. She smiles even more sweetly. It's starting to get frightening. So yeah, Jen here will sell us 1 food for 2 gold apiece. That is one of the more ridiculous prices in the game. consider that in Silvar we could get 6 food for 1 gold. So, yeah, no. I don't think so. If we try talking to the lizard, does it do anything? Hiss. Hiss. It looks at you hungrily. Hiss. And that is all the lizard says. So yeah, in this game you can either be eaten by lizards or eat the lizards. Okay then. You see a rugged man with a short beard and long blonde hair. He wears heavy leather clothes and has a surprising variety of scars. I'm Ken. He seems slightly distracted by the lizards, which never stop eyeing him hungrily. Well, I take care of the lizards. Feed them, look after them, try not to get eaten by them. He chuckles evilly. Butcher them. Well, there's not too much in the way of livestock down here. The above-grounders sent down some cattle once, which are good for milk, but the mushrooms turn the meat rancid. So we raise giant lizards. At least they aren't dragons. He looks down and notices a giant lizard is chewing on his leg. He kicks it off. Dragons? Not that good eating. Problem is, try to butcher them and they blow you up. Plus, there's only 5 of them. Or at least 5 we've heard of. He stops talking in order to try to keep a lizard from killing him. Let's leave him to the whole staying alive thing in here. Next stop, Jasmine's Fine Arms. And you are just a guard. You must be Jasmine. A graying woman lounges behind the counter. There is a painting of a man in armor on the wall behind her. I am Jasmine, proprietor of this store. Have been ever since Menric, rest his soul, went to the beyond. Ah, poor soul, we came down into exile together. We were just too noisy for those twits up there. We helped build this town up here. Then he died in a Nephilim raid. She pauses to wipe away a tear, and takes a long look at the painting. Couldn't spend all my time hating people, so I took over the store. And here I am. Okay. I sell fine armor and finer weapons. Also, I need some blades if you ever happen to sell any. Let's see. Armor or weapons, or do you have something to sell? Well, let's check out armor. We're actually somewhat well equipped for weapons right now. Okay, somewhat better armor here than in Silvar. Also, somewhat more expensive for any of the decent stuff, so we'll not be buying armor here today, I think. Nor weapons. Bernie's Brews. There is a portly man with short grey hair sitting behind the counter. When you enter, he is writing haphazard notes on a sheet of vellum. Now, when you see a place labeled brews in our world, you probably think they're going to sell booze of some kind. Here, it's not alcohol, it's, alchemy, I believe. I'm Bernie. Welcome to my shop. Would you like to hear the chart? In a sec. I have all manner of potions and the like, which you may purchase. You can also sell me your excess magic. And if you would like, you can hear the chart. It's about the meaning of life. Alright, sounds cool. He pulls out a sheet of paper and starts talking and writing. He describes and draws his life above, how he was thrown into exile, and what he has learned since he arrived, throwing in on the side many opinions on life in general. It is very interesting. It also makes practically no sense whatsoever. I'm just going to stick with my current answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything as 42. So if he's got stuff to buy, healing potion, curing strength, some scrolls, good to have available, but again, we're not going to be buying anything right now. This looks like an important place. The Temple of the Good Spirit. All pilgrims are welcome. Services every 3rd day. Also, something I've thought about is, when we're living underground, in a cave lit by glowing fungus, how do you tell when a day starts and ends? We never really established that. You see an old woman in white robes. She wears a small gold ankh around her neck, and radiates peace and calm. Greeting, children. I am Mother Claudette. Alas, I am very busy. I can provide healing, if you are in need, for a small donation. But other than that, running a church such as this is much work. Well, what if we do a little name-dropping here? Her face lights up. Oh, you're friends of Caius! She asks you of his welfare, and you tell her how he's doing. She sighs. I've been so busy since he left, running the church and helping the mayor. There is little I can do for you. She thinks. Actually, if you want, you could buy some spells, for a modest donation. Ask about the mayor. She has been furious, almost debilitatingly so, ever since Nephilim spies stole her necklace. It was one of the few powerful magic items down here. It aided one in leadership. Since she lost it, she thinks of nothing but getting it back. It must hold all of her saved Excel spreadsheets. In fact, if you ask her about it, you could get a job, if you want one. Now, about those spells you mentioned. There we go. We hit the buy button. And here we see our first level 4 spells available for purchase. Hee hee hee. Ooh, I would really like to have Bless Party, but that would take most of my gold, and also I think it's a level 5 spell anyway. Remove Curse is stupid expensive. Dispel Undead, useful but also pricey. Curse All is a possibility. I'll come back here later. It's a locked door that I don't feel like popping open right now. And this... There's a large sign here. Library of Formello. To the library! A young mage putters around, straightening the books on the shelves. He carries a broom. I'm Zed, the assistant librarian. Oh, learning things man was not meant to know. Plumbing the forbidden secrets of the unknown. Sweeping. Yes, mainly sweeping. I'm apprenticed to Miles. He does most of the work. Most of the people who come here are mages, you see. If you have any real business, talk to him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have forbidden secrets to plumb. He starts sweeping. Seems to be a common complaint about apprenticeships in games like this. All work, not enough magic. The mage sitting behind the counter is surprisingly fit. He is young, just shy of middle age, and very tall. He has a nicely trimmed black beard. He stands to shake your hand. I'm Miles. What can I do you for? Well, I run this library. Third best in the pit. Only ones better are in the castle and the mage tower, a long ways away. Mages come here to do research and compare notes. Oh, and occasionally purchase a spell. Yes, spells. I like spells. Yay, level 4 mage spells. I mentioned Magic Map a little earlier, and we're not getting that one anytime soon. Yikes. We've also got Poison, Ice Bolt, and Slow Group. I'm gonna go ahead and buy Slow Group, but now I can't afford anything else. Woe is the life of a low-level adventurer with not enough gold. There is a pair of crossed swords painted on the wall. This is a training hall. Spread throughout this room are all manner of adventurers and soldiers, exercising and practicing their skills, but not taking up valuable computer processor power with their sprites. Meanwhile, the trainer seems to have wandered outside. A man in long silk robes putters around, looking mysterious. A large hood hides his face. It's a bit much. He intones mysteriously, I am, dramatic pause, the teacher. You snicker quietly. He chuckles in a peculiarly sinister way. I train all those who come to me. For a price! Of course, even if we have skill points available, which we do, we've been gaining a few more levels, we have not enough gold to do anything satisfactory with them. Once again, woe is the life of a low-level, gold-poor adventurer. There is a large natural underground spring here, pouring out of a huge crack in the rock surface. This spring is the lifeblood of this town and the surrounding area. And it must be immensely helpful being inside the city walls in case of siege. City Hall. No supplications, please. And here's a woman in a fancy dress. Here's another small library. Right, seems to be no magic scrolls or other secrets in this library. So, Yo Mayor, I heard you had a necklace missing. A fidgety woman in a lovely blue dress sits in a chair, rapidly flipping through the papers on the table next to her. She wears a sash of office. Flipping through papers? Yep, told you, the necklace has all her Excel sheets. Greetings, visitor. I am Mayor Evelyn. I'm also very busy. I look out for the residents of this city, and occasionally they look out for me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much work to do. She makes a big show of turning away from you. Busy? With what? She looks at you dubiously. Yes, my necklace was stolen. I suspect by the Nephilim in the big fort to the west. I see you don't have it. If you return it to me, I will reward you very generously. When you get it, if you get it, return it to me. So, fairly simple. Quest available, quest given. If we come back with a necklace, we'll get something worth having. Now, the last time we were in a garden like this, one of the statues could talk to us. So there's statue, living statue. This is a statue of a tall, armored woman. Looking closely, you see she is making a slight swaying motion. She looks down at you and whispers, "I am Myrtle." Then she resumes her pose. Oh, this one gets a name. Talking to those that I am supposed to talk to. Interesting. Greetings, master. I have little of use to say. The mayor had her necklace stolen. The town treasury is rich. There are magic fountains to the southeast, and magic spiders to the west. Oh, and someone said Motrax knows about a stone key. Please forgive me for not knowing more. Oh, so there's a master involved here. Interesting. So someone with at least some power has been setting up these statues to spy on areas around Exile to collect information. For what purpose, we do not yet know. That is most of what we can do in Formello for the time being. So, shall we go north and see who this dragon is? Shall we go to the west and beat up on some more Nephilim? We'll find out in another episode.